Hi, my name is Becky Chipkin, and I'm a Conservation of Easel painting student at the Courtauld Institute of Art. I'm going to speak to you a little bit about how I got my start in conservation. And for me, it was a little bit of a long and winding road. So I'm originally from New York, and so I went to Stony Brook University, which is in New York, for my undergraduate studies. There I double majored in studio art and art history. For my studio art degree, I studied oil painting and printmaking. And for my art history degree, I studied architectural history. So when I graduated, I had these two degrees, but I didn't exactly know what to do with them. And I knew I wanted to combine them in some way. I had heard about conservation, but I never really thought it was an option for me because people had told me that there was a lot of chemistry involved, and I wasn't very confident in science. So instead, I decided to pursue the avenue of historic preservation. And I applied to Pratt Institute's program in historic preservation, where and I got in, and there I learned about mainly managing preservation projects, mainly to do with architecture. But also during that course, I decided to take a taster course in materials conservation. And there I learned about the conservation of wood, stained glass, and stone, masonry, but mainly things having to do with architecture. This course, though, reinvigorated my interest in conservation, and I decided that in Pratt Institute I wasn't getting enough hands-on experience. So I decided instead that I would leave the program and go and find some kind of work experience in conservation. So I applied for a job at a furniture conservation studio, but unfortunately, I didn't get the job. But instead, I said, you know what? Can I just have a meeting with you instead, even though the job is filled? So I had a meeting with the head of the studio, and we hit it off, and I ended up getting a job there. And I just wanted to say that little story because with a bit of perseverance, you can get a job, even if you think that there isn't a possibility to get one. So I started there in the furniture conservation studio, and it was particularly good for me because I'm interested in the structural conservation of panel paintings. So they dealt mainly with wooden furniture and objects, so I thought this would be a good job to gain some skills. So there, I gained skills in documentation. I learned about conservation ethics, about health and safety. I learned a bit of retouching and how to use some hand tools. And so I felt it was a really nice experience where I kind of got a taste of these skills, and I was really able to learn them and also apply them to historic objects. So I really felt that I was more confident in conservation and was able to understand what it took to pursue a career in this field. So I decided to apply for the conservation program at the Courtauld. And I was very happy to get in. And as I realized, all the skills that I needed to know to have a career in this field were taught at the Courtauld, including the chemistry, which, as I realized, wasn't as bad as I was making it out to be. So now I feel very fulfilled, and I feel fulfilled because I can use those skills that I had in my undergraduate degrees in art history and studio art, and I can also use them to help preserve cultural heritage for future generations, which just makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside. So yeah, I just wanted to share a bit of my story with you, and hopefully it helps. So Thank you so much. Bye-bye.